3rd gen River Indy. The scooter is very good and हमने इसका review भी किया है. But what about the review of a customer who actually owns the scooter after 500 kilometers? His and his wife's review, pros, cons, great things, absolutely loving things, and the issues about the scooter which can be fixed. Let's start everything in detail. Chala. Hi sir.
Glad to meet you.
And he also has MG Windsor Pro. We'll talk about that in another video, but let's talk about the River Indy 3rd gen now. You have come to two-wheeler from how many four-wheelers, sir?
Four-wheelers, about 10 in my lifetime.
Okay, you have driven 10 cars.
10 cars.
Okay.
And I have driven 6 two-wheelers also. The Hero, then the Suzuki, then the Yamaha, and then the Kawasaki. All these scooter companies introduced their first vehicles in India. So I was one of the first buyers of all these 4 vehicles. Not that I had 4 two-wheelers at the same time.
Okay.
It was one at a time.
Okay.
And then I also had a TVS 50 moped. I also had a Honda Activa.
Now to River Indy.
Now to River Indy, yes.
What made you to choose this out of all the options that you have right now?
So I think I did a lot of, lot of reading, lot of research, including watching a lot of your reviews on the YouTube. And I have watched some of the foreign YouTube videos also. So after having done that, the key thing was that my Honda Activa scooter had completed 15 years. So I had to go for a re-registration and I had to change the vehicle. So selling the vehicle was not the thought. So I've taken the Honda Activa after 15 years to my native place. And then I required a vehicle here in Bangalore for basically local running, etc., etc. And usually in Bangalore, maximum I would drive for a distance of 15 to 20 kilometers. So in a week, maybe around 100 to 150 kilometers, more than that wouldn't be the use case. The second thing was that I was very clear that if I'm going to take a scooter now, the way the EV market is evolving, the way the EV two-wheelers are evolving, the way the EV infrastructure is evolving, everything points down to the fact that if I buy a EV now, I should not have to change it after 2 or 3 years. Okay, at least for 5 to 6 years it should be there. Technology will change, range will go up, different type of batteries will come up, battery charges also will change. So keeping all that in mind, the objective was if I take something now which has got a range of more than 100 kilometers and it satisfies my use case. So I looked at all the scooters, whether it is Ather, and just for information, I had booked an Ather in 2018. I was among the first bookers of Ather scooter in 2018, and then subsequently when the booking amount was some 5,000 or something like that, and then I cancelled it because at that time I had moved out of Bangalore for a short period.
Okay.
So I was already sold for an EV in 2018 itself. But then why did I take a River Indy? Did not go for a Ather or a Bajaj Chetak. Bajaj Chetak, I went and checked it. I've also checked Ather also. Bajaj Chetak, the reason why we did not go for it was because the saddle height was high for my wife. The second thing was that this scooter, had a lot of things which were unlike any other scooter. I'm a firm believer that how an EV scooter should be and how an EV scooter should be used will be significantly different from how you were using a petrol or a petrol scooter, right? So it doesn't matter whether it was a Honda or a Yamaha or Kawasaki or Bajaj or anybody else. For EV, everybody is starting on a level playing field, same playing field. So River Indy, I looked at who are the founders. I looked at their background. I looked at the fact that it was a Bangalore-based company and they have a factory in Hoskote. So I studied about the company. I studied about the founders of this River Indy. I identified that it was a Bangalore-based company. I found that they had a dealer showroom both in Hebbal and in Yelahanka, which is not too far for me. They have a service center in Yelahanka. So all these are within my basic requirements. That is one thing with respect to the company and the vehicle manufacturer. About the vehicle, there are a number of things which I found was matching my use case. The primary thing was that the storage space. So the storage space is about, you say 43 liters extra, but what I looked for was that what will it hold?
Okay.
Right? So one of the things which I discovered was that, see, we are all in South India, and the most common thing is that you have this sadhya and other things, right? So in a sadhya, you use a plantain leaf, right? So I went to the market, I bought a plantain leaf, and I put it inside the under-seat storage, and it fitted perfectly in that. Normally, when you buy a plantain leaf, you have to fold it.
Yeah.
At the edges, this side, etc. This fitted perfectly. So no folding for a plantain leaf.
Nice.
So that was one thing. Second thing is it could hold 2 helmets very easily, so no need to carry, lock it, etc. The other thing was that it had 14-inch wheels, right? So 14-inch wheels, and the braking system was good. So 14-inch wheels, both front and back. There is no other scooter currently in India with that. And given the fact that Bangalore's pothole roads and the unevenness of the road, this 14-inch wheels gives a little more stability. Even though this scooter weighs about 130 or 135 kilos, the weight is kind of balanced by the fact that the stability of the scooter, when you ride it, okay. So my wife finds that she has to put one leg down because of the height, but otherwise the weight is okay. My usage is roughly around, as I said, not beyond 10-15 kilometers. So when you're traveling for 10-15 kilometers, or the maximum usage is 5 to 6 to 7 kilometers, you're most of the 90% of the time you're traveling on a known route.
Correct.
Known route. So when I'm traveling on a known route, why do I require GPS? It doesn't serve, it's a frill. I don't require a GPS. So this doesn't have a GPS. I'm absolutely okay with that. And this is the 3rd gen of the River Indy. So watch the review of the 1st gen. I watched the review of the 2nd gen. Then I watched the review of the 3rd gen. So what does it have? It has got the reverse parking. It has got the hill hold. And the most important thing, it has got an 18-degree, angle.
Yeah.
Which is very important when you, especially why that is important? Because if you are parking the scooter in the basement of an apartment or a mall, the upward inclination is likely to be more than 15.
Correct.
So this 18 helps to move. And the speed is very good. I don't think you will need to drive beyond 60 kilometers per hour in a scooter.
Agreed.
Right. And second thing is, other thing is because of the weight, if you travel over a flyover or when a big bus or a big vehicle is passing you by, what happens? The scooter kind of wobbles, right? Any normal scooter, because of the wind.
Yeah.
Wobble. This does not wobble. This does not wobble. The only thing which I would want to say, which I did not like, we can show you also how it is. So you see here, this is the charging port. Okay. So you have to pull this out. Can you see? It's not so easy to pull out.
Correct.
And this is made of this thing.
Yeah.
Right? After the charging is over, when you try to put it back, okay, it doesn't go exactly in one slot, and then you have to keep pushing it, and then you don't know whether it is already gone in. And then what I do is I just close it, hoping that it has closed. Only thing is, a little bit of guidance is required on how to operate the app.
It's not intuitive?
It's not very intuitive. So far, I've just registered. I have not yet using the app.
Okay.
So now they have done a software update on this.
Correct.
And now they will be guiding me on how to use that app a little bit more easily. So now they have sent a message which says, let me show you that message which came today morning actually. They have immediately, I gave the feedback, they have sent a message like this. So this is actually very nice of them that I gave a feedback and they have got back within 2 days. The color was chosen by my wife. But I also have reason to say why I would not choose a red or a blue or a yellow.
I was about to ask why not blue or red or yellow. Go on, please.
Yeah. So because if you see in India, these colors actually, my experience in the past has been that red fades the fastest and then blue fades and yellow fades. I am hoping that this color, since it goes with the thing, even if it fades a little bit, it may not affect the overall look. But red fading becomes very, very obvious.
Brightest fades fastest.
Yes, yes. That's a nice way to put it.
You have come from Activa and rest of the scooters, which probably did not have front and rear disc brakes, this strong braking and regeneration. When you started riding, was there any learning curve that you had to go through for initial days to get used to? One, the coasting regeneration, which you can't control on the scooter. It's there by default.
Yeah.
Second, the stronger disc brakes.
When you are in a place, and this is what my wife had an experience, could have been little bit dangerous.
Okay.
But the thing is that she was in the parking.
Okay.
Took the scooter back. Okay. And was adjusting the parking. After bringing the vehicle to a full stop and then wanting to adjust the moment, it is advisable to switch it off.
Okay.
Because Then she tried to squeeze the vehicle inside and without knowing that the vehicle was on, accidentally her hand moved on the accelerator.
Right.
So the vehicle just jumped.
Yeah.
So that is something which, with respect to EV, we have to be very careful about.
I hope she was fine.
Nothing happened.
And scooter was fine.
Nothing. That is something which is very important for new EV users to know that, because just 3 days back, I saw a very terrible accident with an EV at Yelahanka. A newly taken vehicle which had a L board.
Okay.
Now the question is, are you going to learn driving a car on an EV? People move from ICE vehicles to EVs. But if you're going directly to an EV, then you better take a lot of time in learning how the vehicle functions.
And the regeneration brakes was never a trouble for you and for your wife, both of you.
That is not a.
No, it took me only 1 day to
Mm-hmm.
that change. See how to start the vehicle. No, it was only a few seconds time.
And the strength of the brakes, I hope they are stronger than Activa.
Yes. But I practiced inside the apartment, and before going on the road, I practiced 2-3 days inside the apartment.
Have you tried the reverse mode and the hill hold assist on this?
I have tried, but not on a busy road.
Okay.
Busy road, because sometimes it's too smooth. When you press the button, it goes so fast.
Okay.
So I tried it on the inner roads, not
Empty
on the
roads.
main road.
It was convenient.
Inside roads, it is convenient, but I'm not very comfortable with that.
Okay.
It goes very fast.
And I would like to tell you one more thing.
Yeah.
My daughter wants to take the vehicle and go. I said, without driving within the confines of a private place, on the main road, you have to drive it at least some 10, 15, 20 times and get to know the vehicle fully before you are able to take it to the main road where traffic is there.
While riding, like you mentioned, the scooter feels lightweight, great. But while parking, when you sit on the scooter and take the stand, you actually feel that it is actually 137 kilos. I'm sure that you got used to it now. Initial days, did you feel it could have been lighter?
Yes. Initially, the first 5 to 6 times, now we rarely use a center stand. Once or twice I did it because I realized that you've got to get used to it when you actually need to put on a center stand. Mostly it is on the side stand. But while we were moving the vehicle back and forth or in the parking space without using the reverse feature, it did feel a little bit heavy, and one had to get used to not like kind of leaning that side, this side, etc. Now both of us are fully used to the weight of the vehicle and the adjustments that we need to make. One of the important things would be where to hold your right hand
while putting the center stand.
Exactly. This is the best thing to hold while putting on the center stand, not this one, right? This is okay for normal movement. For normally where you want to move the vehicle which is switched off and you want to move it around, this is a better thing. But while putting on the center stand, this either some people may find it like this, some people may hold like this, some people can hold like this, but this is a better place to do while putting on the center stand, not here. That is my experience. Somebody else may find it different.
How was your service experience with this?
First thing is that they had informed that within 45 days or 1,000 kilometers, the first servicing should be done. So about 2 weeks before, I got a call and I got a message that your River ND is due for service in another 10-15 days.
This is the first service, correct?
The first service, yes. And then 3 days before also again, the message came. 3 days before, a person called also from the customer service center. So I went to the service station. One small issue about the service station is I checked the Google Maps. In Google Maps, the River Indy Service Center does not appear in the legend.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it shows River Indy storeroom at Yelahanka, but it doesn't show River Indy Service Center. So what I did was that just opposite the River Indy, there is a Chaitanya school. So I put Chaitanya school and went. Service manager is there, service advisor or service manager. His name is Jackson, right? So he immediately received it, and then I took the vehicle inside and he took all the details which are required. Okay. And then he said the vehicle we will deliver the vehicle by the end of the day. But then actually they got the vehicle ready by 1 o'clock. So he explained what all things they will do in the first service, what will be the approximate cost, etc. And they said they will call and inform what is the invoicing which will be done. The service center right now is not looking as sleek and as of the bigger manufacturer, but it serves its purpose. They said they will do a software update. He gave the information about the app and the display, etc. They did all that.
Apart from all this, were there any issues or tiny things, tiny nuances which you noticed could have been improved?
See, the minor things which are required, as I told you about the charging cover. The second thing is, can these mirrors be made a little bit more bigger? The reason I will tell you, when I hold my hand like this and the mirror is there, half of the mirror covers my shoulder.
Exactly.
In India and in Bangalore, in a heavy traffic place, there's very little space to maneuver. So, criticality of the visibility on both sides is very important for the safety of the two-wheeler itself.
Correct.
And if you find in whether it is India or Bangalore, faster vehicles or people who want to overtake will overtake both from the right and from the left, right? So we need to have that view. So this is an important.
And how about the chain drive? Did you ever try to lubricate it, or was it difficult to maintain the chain, or was it easy? How was it?
So far I have not faced any problem regarding the chain drive. When I went to the service center, I found a poster there which says that you can buy these two things. There's a lube. You can put some lube there on the chain drive occasionally. So when I checked with the service advisor, it is not necessary to get it now. After the first year servicings are over, it is advisable to buy that and lube it once in a while.
And you have driven so far?
500 kilometers.
Fine. Okay, great. Okay, so now these sounds, are they annoying or are you okay with these sounds?
Yeah, this is something I forgot to mention. This two beep beep sound comes when we start the vehicle, when we switch off the vehicle, and when you put the side stand. Right? The sound is a little
Loud?
Too loud. It doesn't need to be so loud. The indication only to the rider. It doesn't need the entire area to know that the scooter is being parked. So the volume of this sound can be reduced significantly.
And the handle ergonomics, are they comfortable?
All these are absolutely okay. In fact, what I read in the third generation, they have also brought down the width of the second generation is more than this. It has actually been brought down. My wife initially found it little bit difficult because she was driving a Honda Activa where the space is less. It is like this, right? This is like this. So, but once you get used to it, you realize that this gives a more balance for the scooter.
Now these controls, they are functional, great. But these two rubber controls, do you actually use them?
So the first thing is that if because they are black in color and the letters are also in black, then the whole question is you tend to ignore it, right? So when you tend to ignore it, you tend to not use it. So maybe they could put a color to these two buttons here, make a different color so it's like stands out and it forces you to use it.
Got it.
So far my wife wouldn't even have observed these two buttons.
Phone stand, is it actually useful for navigation and like for the notifications?
Okay, so I keep the phone here inside for two reasons. One is that if it is in the pocket, as it is here, somebody is calling, somebody is sending a message, you're not going to take the call, you're not going to read the message, but at least you know that somebody is calling. So if I keep it here, I know who is calling. So if let us say my wife or my daughter is calling, I would probably move the scooter to the side, stop this thing and take the call. If it is in the pocket, you will not even know who is calling. This gives me a small indication. And another useful part is that when you take this key out, if it is in this position, it makes it a little difficult. So while taking the key out, put like this and take like this.
Yeah, correct.
So normal times it is okay. And they have made it a very sturdy thing. It turns very, very firm and it is also tactile, which means you don't need to open it to move it. You can see this is a new one. So I need to remove this. Now I'm removing it now.
Okay.
Right. So I got it done only at the first service. I decided that I will put accessories on not right at the beginning, but based on whether a need comes for it or not.
You were mentioning about the boot space, which is meant to be for two helmets. One slot will be taken by the charger. Can you show us once?
Yes. I think that is something which is very important for everybody to know. Even though from a marketing perspective, it looks very great. As you can see, this is the charger. Suppose you prefer to keep the charger at home, then the space is quite okay. But if not, you would prefer to carry a charger because River Indy you cannot charge in any other place, right? So this is the size of the charger, and it is heavy. This is the most struggling part of it for me and my daughter and my wife.
Okay.
It is heavy and it is big. Second thing is, if you look at it, there should have been some kind of a rubber bush so that when you put it somewhere, it stays there. This tends to slide off.
Correct.
See, this is soft.
Correct.
So it doesn't have a grip. So if they put some rubber thing here, it would help the battery to be planted and safe.
Correct.
And it is heavy, but good thing they are giving a bag, a nice bag. And the other thing is that, which I saw, see, this is a charger, the port, right? Now, can we not have a cover for this? Desirable. Second thing is, when I went for the servicing, I found one River Indy owner who came and he had put a sellotape around it because it had fallen, it had cracked. Okay, so he put a sellotape around it. So that means if you can touch it, you can see it's not so.
It is not that sturdy.
Not very sturdy. That could be. But is it a deal breaker? No. One more thing I would just tell you.
Yes.
One of the reasons why I took this is that, you see, for most of the scooters and bikes, this coverage of the rear wheel, this flap and everything is a little bit up. So if in Indian conditions, let us say you are driving on a wet road or during monsoon, the water comes like this and it can hit the back of the person sit here. Now this covers completely. You can see that is something which which I observed.
I hope you have great rides on your scooter, and I'll definitely meet you soon after your second and third service again, after your 5,000 or 10,000 kilometers of ride. And my best wishes for the new scooter.
Thank you. Let me just say one thing, that this is not any promotion or anything, but before buying this scooter, I have watched roughly around 500 videos of EV vehicles, and one of the very, very influential videos which made me take that final decision is Krishna's Green Ride video, where he actually showed, took the vehicle for a ride on normal road, not on a highway, not to get a good view of the scooter, but it was from a user perspective. And so that was one thing which helped me to take that decision, because every other video review which I saw was talking about 14-inch wheels. It was something like reading a brochure. And as a buyer who wants to take a decision based on what the review is, this kind of practical, this thing helps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Krishna.
अगले वीडियो के लिए stay subscribed. चलो.